need to know all of that. Anyways, hi guys. It's your girl, Alijaha Tara. Okay, Big Josh speaking. Anyways, I'm back with another video. It's been so long since I've been on here doing a video, and I know y'all probably been like, "Girl, where you been at? What you doing?" Anyways, I've been off frolicking, living my life. Anyways, no, for real, I got a new job. Well, it's not even a job. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I'm actually a talent scout for a modeling agency. Well, not just modeling, but like a talent scout. So like people that's going off into acting, singing, photography, music, all of that. We do that. But that's basically what I do. So that's one of the main reasons why I kind of like haven't been on here, because I spend a lot of my time doing that. That is something that I truly enjoy doing. Most people don't know I actually model, so I always said somebody opened the door for me, so I always wanted to be somebody that opened the door for somebody else. But anyway, I'm back with another video. I got a few videos that I just like recorded that I'm eventually gonna post, just because I feel like it's important and certain things need to be said as people develop and become the better version or the best version of themselves. People need to have an understanding of how the real world works, instead of, I don't know, whatever views they have going on. But the reason why I'm back on this video is because, and this is a conversation that I've been wanting to touch on for so long now. I just, for whatever reason, haven't touched on it. So yeah. But I want to touch on relationships, okay? I think it's about time that we start having more like in-depth conversations just about relationships with yourself, and how those relationships with yourself can develop into relationships with other people. And I know y'all gonna be like, why you ain't say you was going live? Because I didn't even know I was going live until I went live. So the topic just came up. I kind of got off work a little earlier than normal, and I just decided to have this conversation. I had some time to myself, so I decided, okay, why not make this video? But I feel like we, moving forward, need to focus more so on healthy relationships with yourself, as well as healthy relationships with other people. I'm not gonna say because I don't even pay attention to it, but every now and again you'll hear people talk about like these toxic relationships, and I feel like that shouldn't even be the focal point. We should focus on what is a healthy relationship, what does a healthy relationship look like, and how to develop these healthy relationships. Now, before you can develop a healthy relationship with another person, you have to develop a healthy relationship with yourself, okay? Like, that's numero uno, okay? Do you take time with yourself? Do you love on yourself? Do you provide yourself all the things that you need in order to be the best version of yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing I had to understand, because at one point in my existence, the old me would definitely do things in a different way. The old me was very clingy. I was clingy. This was like a couple of years back, okay? Like, this is before I decided to really look at the woman in the mirror and kind of have an understanding of who she was, what she needed, and what were the things that I loved about myself, right? So at one point in time, the old me was in that relationship, and there was a time where like I just didn't want to be alone. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was probably like 65 pounds. No, I was definitely more like 70, 80 pounds overweight at the time. If you don't know, that was a huge decision as to why I decided to go vegan. She was 80 pounds overweight. She, you know what I'm saying, wasn't comfortable being she was comfortable being by herself, but being in a relationship and like being alone just was weird. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come to this realization, like I had to be more comfortable being like within myself, around myself, and by myself. And because of that, I really kind of like fell in love with the person that I am today and the woman that I've developed into. So with that being said, I have kind of developed like this really free spirit, so to speak. So I don't like a job that makes me feel like I have to be tied down. Like that's me. If I can't pick my desk up and take it with me, I don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I need something that allows me to be able to move around. I love to travel. So because I love to travel, I don't like anything that makes me feel constricted or confined. And the same thing as the friends that or the company that I keep. Like if I have friends around me and they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like they just always want to be around me. I don't like that because every now and again I might want to go off and be by myself. I may want to go frolic in the woods and just be by myself. Like, no, for real. Like, y'all might be laughing, but I'm like so serious. Like, it's days where I just personally feel like that. Why? Because that's just me. I'm a free spirit. Like, I do what I want to do. I go where I want to go, and I say what I want to say, and I do me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not the type where I use this as an excuse to hurt other people. Like this is just who I am. So anything that makes me feel constricted or like boxed in is not beneficial to me. So with that being said, you have different types of people. You have people who are still within that kind of like mind frame where they kind of like to be with others, or they may have a hard time being by themselves. Or if you ever notice, you have people that like, I'm a person where if you catch me, like I'll literally just be sitting in silence. Okay, like it won't be no TV on, it won't be no music on, it won't be nothing on. Like I literally, you know what I'm saying? I won't be reading a book. I'll just be like, I'm not even gonna say lost in my head, but I just be like deep off in my own thoughts, right? So with that being said, like I realized the person that being with has to be on that same frequency, or else they won't understand me, because they just won't understand like why she's so quiet. Like I could literally be in a room full of people sometimes and I'll be silent and you'll be wondering like why she's so quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that have to, as much as I talk on these videos or as much as I can talk, I'm actually one of those people where I can be like pretty much silent in a room full of people. You know what I'm saying? And people will understand it, but it's like I said, it's just I feel like people in relationships have to allow people to be who they naturally are. You know what I'm saying? And if it's like, being who you naturally are doesn't mesh well with the next person that you're trying to be with, maybe you're just with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, for me, I feel like it's highly important for two people that are in relationships to still have friends. I think that it's important that each person has time where they spend time alone. I think that it's important that each person has this self-care time. So whatever their self-care time is, I feel like that is very important to be in a healthy, functional relationship. I feel like when you have a person that may not necessarily want that time, it can cause friction because the other person doesn't understand why this person needs that time to begin with. Like I said, I think it's healthy for people to have friends outside of their actual relationship. So you know, some people get into relationships and they completely get rid of all their friends. It kind of like ice everybody out. I don't think you should do that, being in any sort of relationship, because I feel like if that's not who you were before you got with that person, why be that person now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like sometimes people need time away from their significant other because it gives you time to miss that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if two people are always around each other, you know what I'm saying? Or they're always giving each other's energy or focus, what happens when this couple now decides to have a baby and all of this, their focus is now diverted to this child? I feel like that's where like the jealousy from one spouse to the other develops, because it's like, you used to pay all this attention to me, now you're paying attention to the baby. Well, it's a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the baby obviously needs more attention at this point, but it's like, But at that point, it's like, you know what I'm saying, that particular person doesn't have an understanding that now the child needs that attention. So it's like, it's way too many people that are in like these toxic relationships that constantly want that person's focus, or you know what I'm saying, their attention. And it's like, no, go spend time with your friends. Go spend time with your family on your own. Like, you don't necessarily need to be around me 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like that creates unhealthy boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you wonder why, fast forward, one person sneaking out to go do this or sneaking out to go do simple stuff is because you didn't allow that person time for themselves. Like, I would never be in a situation where somebody doesn't allow me to take time for me, whether that be me go getting my hair done, me go getting my nails done, me just going out and not being in your face all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it causes an unhealthy relationship. Yeah, but see, the thing is if the person is cheating on you, there's another issue in that. That means there are other issues in that particular relationship, which y'all shouldn't be together to begin with. Because if y'all are on the same page, both people, you know what I'm saying, understand their value and their worth, there's no need to cheat. And this is why I feel like people need to stop getting into relationships with, I'm not gonna say broken people, but like, stop getting into relationships where it's forced. Because the thing is, if somebody wants to be with you, you don't have to ask them to be with you. Like, you don't have to ask them to stop cheating, because cheating won't be a thing to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I notice more often people will get into these relationships with people and there'll be too many red flags, and instead of them looking at those red flags and actually seeing like, okay, this is a red flag, whoa, you know what I'm saying, let me not be with this person, they'll be like, oh, they'll change. And it's like, no, they're not. It's gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because you weren't supposed to be with that person to begin with. You know what I'm saying? If a person is cheating, and I'm just being real, it's something in that relationship or reason why they're cheating. So it's like, my thing is, I'm gonna be completely honest, I ain't staying with nobody that even remotely think is cheating, because I ain't got time to be playing around with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can go cheat and be single. You see what I'm saying? You see how that makes more sense? Like, just be single. You know what I'm saying? It's millions of other fish out in the ocean. Like, you can go catch one. It's not as hard to be in relationships as people make it seem. It's just, don't be in the relationship with the wrong person. Because when you're in a relationship with the wrong person, then these things tend to occur. You know what I'm saying? If she out there being all loosey goose with it, let her be loosey goose by herself. Like, anybody got time for you? And I feel like this is why in the beginning of a relationship, people should take more time really getting to know these people. You know what I'm saying? Before you just decide to jump into something. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward 6 months later, now you're stuck with a kid. Now y'all stuck together, and it's like, do you really want to make it work for this child? Nah, take your time to, like, it's like the same with when you test drive a car. You don't just go out and go buy a car. Like, no, you test drive the car to make sure it actually works. If you're buying a used car, which most people would fall in this category, you know what I'm saying? This is for all the people that, you know, ain't fresh off the lot, you know what I'm saying? You've been through some trauma, you got a little damage, you know what I'm saying? You might be bringing some old stuff from another relationship. Like, you don't just buy a car because you don't want to live in. You're going to go take the car to the mechanic to go get it checked out to see, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, A, B, C, D, E, F, G is wrong with this particular vehicle. Then you make that determination on whether or not you want to buy it. Why do people not do the same thing with other people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. Like, people need to sit back, sit more time, like, sit around, spend more time actually getting to know these people. Test drive the whip, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, ma'am, like, test drive the car. See if it's gonna work out for you. You know what I'm saying? Before you decide, okay, this is the car that you're gonna buy. You know? Not, is that a bot? Oh wow. All right. But no, like I said, just test drive these, or test out these relationships before you decide on whether or not you really want to be in a relationship. This way you don't run into these sort of issues. You know what I'm saying? Stay clear of the people that have insecurities, because people that have insecurities, it don't matter what you bring to the table, they're not secure within themselves. Steer clear of people who don't have self-love, because somebody cannot love you if they don't love themselves. Like, that's, I don't know why that's not talked about more. Like, how can you say you love somebody if you don't love you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that people need to be more aware of, especially in today's day and age. You know what I'm saying? Like, and stop trying to make puzzle pieces that don't fit together. Don't fit together. If that home girl or the homie ain't for you, then keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? And quit getting caught up on a person's looks. Like, somebody might see somebody and they're like, oh, she fine or he fine, and it's just like, that's it. Like, a physical attraction is not enough in any relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this person driven? Does this person have ambition? Like, do you have ambition? Are y'all goals aligned? Are y'all, you moving in the same direction? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all value the same thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you big into church, is she big into church? If you're not big into church, you know what I'm saying? Is he not big into church? If he's more spiritual, if she's more, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really got to sit up here and ask these questions versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, just taking something. The same is with the job. Like, how many interviews will you go on before you decide, or whether that job decides whether or not they want to move forward with you? You may have, you know what I'm saying, 3 or 4 interviews that you might have to go on. Why are relationships not the same? You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean 1 or 2 dates. I mean, like, I feel like people need to bring courting back. Like, people need to court for 90 days. Like, y'all need to court for 90 to 180 days before you decide whether or not you really want to do that. And I mean, like, that's a lot of time to be wasting. No, it's not. If you the type of person that's just messing around and just messing around, let that be known up front. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole skew of folks out there that want to do the same thing you want. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that are, like, actually trying to settle down and look for their forever partner, y'all need to court for like 90 to 180 days. I'm just being real. And it's not enough questions that you could ask somebody to really get to know the real them. Like, you need to spend time with this person. Like, hey, go on a little cabin trip. How this person act with nobody else around but them? How this person act with their friends around? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many different things that you need to understand as a person, or understand as that other person, in order to, like, make an actual relationship work. And this is all before, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all sit down and talk about kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Like, how many people actually still sit down and speak about the things or how the way that they want to raise y'all children? Like, if you don't have no kids, because I don't have no children, so I sit down and for starters, I'm not dating nobody that has kids, because I'm not trying to be nobody's stepmama. I didn't bring kids into this situation. I don't feel like it's necessary for you to either. And that's just me. So for somebody that does have kids, you 9 times out of 10 should probably date somebody that actually has children. And the reason as to why I say is because some of the things that may come up with you being a parent, that person is already going to understand, because they have children too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are just things that need to be asked in relationships, especially in those early stages. Like I said, going on 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dates, it's not enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because it doesn't give you enough time to really get to know that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all values aligned? Do y'all think the same? Are y'all moving in the same direction? Do y'all want the same things out of life? Like, you know what I'm saying? You may be the type of person that's ambitious, and the person that you may be dealing with may be lazy. Like, that ain't gonna work in the end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, well, thank you. You're probably laughing because at first the other person that was in here, the one all the way at the top, I'm like, that's definitely a bot. That can't be a person. And that's another thing. What is with all of these bots online nowadays? Like, but I appreciate that. Thank you. But no, I just say all of this to say, like, it's so many people that are in relationships and they're not working. And that's another thing. If you're in a relationship and it's not working, let it go. Okay? Like, let it go. It's no point of holding on. It's like you buy a bag of fruit, right? And you got that one rotten fruit that's in there with the rest of the fruit. That fruit is eventually going to soil the bunch. So why not Just remove that fruit out of there so the rest of the fruit can be eaten before it actually spoils the rest of the bunch. Now, the bunch may be you. You know what I'm saying? You may be this happy-go-lucky person. You love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You understand your own worth and your own values. But now you got this rotted fruit that's around you that's not doing anything but sucking the life out of you. Like, remove the fruit. Like, point blank, period. Like, stop trying to hold on to these people for whatever reason. Because at the end of the day, like, until a person makes a decision themselves to say they're going to heal from whatever trauma that they got going on, they ain't gonna do you no good. And that's another thing. If you one of them people that are moving towards being your best self and your greatest self in life, don't be around somebody that's not doing the same thing. Because at the end of the day, how is that gonna work? You're one of those people that wake up and strive to be your best every day, but then the next person want to be subpar and mediocre. Like, nah, bro, get out my face with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And the same go with, you know what I'm saying, a man with a woman. Like, if she want to be lazy and don't want to do nothing for herself, and you know what I'm saying, like, want to leech off you, tell her to go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. People in life are power couples because they find two people that are like one another, and they move in that direction. It's like you can't be going in this direction and this person is being an anchor. You know what I'm saying? They're eventually or essentially gonna pull you back or hold you back from where it is that you're supposed to be out of life. Find the person that is most like you and move forward with them. And you're going to see how your life just sort of turns to like magically turn overnight, and you're going to accelerate, you know what I'm saying, versus all the tension. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just certain things that I realize and I see what's going on within the world, and I felt like it was somebody needed to speak up and say something, just because I see, like, it may be situations where one person may be happy and the other person is just not happy because the person that they with is not necessarily ideal for them, just because like their characteristics and their values may not be on the same page. So like I said, don't be afraid to tell that person you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Like, this is your life. You got to live your life to the fullest, and you have to create boundaries with people. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to say, oh, you thought this was going to work at one particular time, but it's not working at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people just, they be on some other ish, and nobody be having time for that. I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I just be wanting people to become their greatest self. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a friend, whether it be a significant other, or whether it be a family member, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, my goal is to be my greatest self, and I would hope the next person wants to be their greatest self. So it's like, and that's another thing. If you're a person that's actually intelligent, why would you want to be around somebody else that's not intelligent? You know what I'm saying? Like, I realized at one point in my life that I was always the smartest person in the room. And I got into a point where I didn't want to be the smartest person in the room. So that didn't mean I had to dumb myself down. That mean I had to change my circle of the people that I was around. If I was always the smartest person in that room, I had to completely change my environment, which is why I don't live in Detroit anymore. You know what I'm saying? This is why I be around different people from different backgrounds. Sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I find myself on an island. But then sometimes I realize being on that island, every now and again a boat will show up, and it'll be somebody that's like, oh, I think like you, or you know what I'm saying? The thing is in a generation, it's funny that you say that, but in a generation of people that are like that, I don't surround myself with that sort of energy. I don't surround myself with those type of people. So you won't find me in those environments. I'm gonna be honest, for me to be at my age, I don't be hitting the club like that, because it ain't nobody in there of intelligence. Well, I'm not gonna say it's nobody in there of intelligence, but it's not an intellectual place. So you know what I'm saying? You see females in there throwing ass. I mean, well, I'm not supposed to cuss on this video, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an intellectual place. So you're not gonna find intelligent people there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may catch me at a museum or a library or Barnes and Noble. I mean, I'm not gonna say libraries don't exist no more, they do, but you know what I'm saying? You might catch me at a Barnes and Noble, but you have to realize you have to step out of those environments and where, you know what I'm saying, you're used to seeing those type of people, and realize you have to insert yourself in different sorts of environments to find these people. These people will find you. It's just you ain't gonna find them in the, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna find them at a day party. I'm not gonna say you not, but the likelihood of you finding that person there is slimmer. It's slim to none. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, you don't catch me at places like that. Like, you just don't. Because I have no interest for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to. I don't even listen to 90% of them. I'm not gonna say 90, but like 75% of the music that comes out, I don't even listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what's on the radio or who put out what, because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Half of it is trash and it's garbage to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, do I listen to, you know what I'm saying, artists? 9 times out of 10, they're probably underground. So the average person might not know even who that is, because they're not mainstream. But I just say that to say, like, you have to change your environment. You have to change, you know what I'm saying? And it's not always easy, because it's like, what you mean? Like, don't go here, don't go there. Like I said, this is one of the main reasons why I left the city in which I lived in. And most people like, you just up and decided to move. I did, because I felt like I learned every single thing that it was that I needed to learn. I needed to go be around different backgrounds of people in order to go learn something new. And being down here, moving from Detroit to Miami, it's a melting pot of people here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only see so much on TV until you come down here and you realize, like, I remember I was talking to this one particular lady, and just her walking up to me, I would have thought like she was same as me. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought same background until she opened her mouth and she spoke her native tongue was Spanish. So I'm looking like, yo, she look like my auntie. You know what I'm saying? But you mean to tell me you only speak Spanish? And she like, yeah. Well, she spoke English, but she like, yeah. She was from Honduras and this, that, and the fifth. So going around different types of people, they open your perspective. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's so important to get out of the city in which you live at and go travel, because traveling allows you to see things from different perspectives, learn different cultures, learn different traditions, eat some different food. I don't know about everybody else, but I don't like eating the same thing every day. I never did. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to eat I want my taste buds, okay, to explore something it ain't never tasted before. I want to know some new spices, some new fruits, some new vegetables. Like, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. Like, that was always me growing up. Like, I always felt like every single year should be better than the last year. So if like folks was still, you know what I'm saying, every year they would all go over each other's house and go drink. Y'all don't want to do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's boring to me now. You've been there, did that, and it's like you leave and you go back and you realize you're not even missing anything, because those same people are still there doing the same thing. Like, no, I've met so many different people from being down here, from chefs to people that are chefs on yachts. I've been invited on a yacht so many dang on times since I've been down here, just because of the people that I've met. You know what I'm saying? So these are different experiences that I'm having, that, you know what I'm saying, people that don't know, or people that know me, like, you do what? You do what? You do, like, just because of me opening up my perspective of people and just talking to different people from different backgrounds. But like I said, you got to understand that generation is going to be that generation, but nobody said you had to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody said you have to be a part of that particular generation. Like, that's them, this is you. You know what I'm saying? If your focus and your mindset is not there, then that's okay, because it's people that mindset in focus matches yours. It's just like I said, you ain't gonna find them in the same places that all them other folks is at that just didn't. Sorry, buddy. Like I said, you ain't gonna catch me in the club doing none of that. Nope. I ain't got time for all of that. This tomfoolery, if you ask me. And it's no, I mean, like, it ain't no shade to them. Y'all do you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not interested in that. I'd rather go do something else with my time. But anyways, like I said, I just felt the need to come on here and kind of have these conversations, because, like I said, in a generation where toxicity is kind of sometimes the focal point, I want people to understand there's a different perspective to things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing. Like, if you know that's not who you are as a person, don't be around people of that particular frequency. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, their mindset ain't gonna do nothing but just pull you down at the end of the day. Like, if you know you're a guy that's of some sort of substance, don't be around a city girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you already know what she about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what she wants. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that it and then I think what it is like that fatal attraction of a person's physicality is what gets them. But then they realize, like, oh my God, it's nothing beyond this body or the face, and it's nothing there, and it's like, oh crap. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is why I say, like, people should really just spend more time courting each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to be in a relationship, like, y'all, people just got to spend more time courting each other, because it's like, these sort of things are going to come up. And, like, y'all can either decide to either better each other, or, you know what I'm saying, like, you might have people that's like, they want to stay the person that they are. Okay, well, if you want to stay the person you are, you can be who you are over there, away from me, because I ain't got time. I don't have the patience, and I don't got time. You know what I'm saying? Like, bye. But no, I'm gonna start making more of these videos, just because a few people have reached out to me and was like, why are you not on social media no more? Like, we need your positivity, we need your knowledge. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start coming back, kind of just, you know what I'm saying, speaking. I've done a little bit more better managing my time, as far as with this passion of mine. So I'll be back on here more often. Like I said, this conversation just kind of came up out of nowhere, just because it was something that I was personally thinking about, and I was like, if anybody else gonna say it, I need to say it. Y'all know me, like, I'm highly intelligent, but I'm still from the east side of Detroit. Like, I'm still gonna talk my smack. You know what I'm saying? So it may be in a way where it's more relatable to some than others, just because it's like, if you come from where I come from, then you understand why I talk the way that I do. But at the same time, what I said is what I said. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope y'all take heed to what I said. If you ever want to just ask me questions, no, no, for real, that is an old school word, but I'm serious. Like, y'all need to go back to courting folks, because I'm just saying, y'all, ain't nobody about to drive no. I don't even care if it's a new car. I don't even care if it's a new vehicle, fresh off the lot with 0 miles. You still gonna test drive it before you decide to buy it. Like, and my thing is, I don't know nobody who don't test drive a used car. First of all, the first thing you do when you test drive a new car, I mean an old car, is you test drive it straight to the mechanic. Cause ain't nobody trying to buy no lemon. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want no broke down vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It might be used, but it's like, I don't want no broke down car. I know I don't. I know you don't. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does. Nobody in their right state of mind is about to spend all of this money on a car that's gonna break down 3 weeks later. So that means if you gotta get a warranty or something, y'all need to court folks. Yo, you laughing, but I said what I said. Y'all need to, you know what I'm saying? Go ask their parents questions. What type of person is this person? Go ask, they investigate their friends. You know what I'm saying? She crazy? Is he? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to know these things, because ain't nobody got time to be playing with folks no more. You know what I'm saying? You go play with your parents. Don't come play with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for all of that. Like, no. I'm just saying. Y'all sometimes be laughing at me, but it's all facts, no fiction. Like, ain't nobody got time for all of that. Like, people getting older, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not one of the people that even pay attention to age, because you're only as old as you feel. But at the same time, like, people become wiser. The wiser you become and the more knowledge that you have, don't nobody got time for all of that other stuff. Like, I ain't got time to be playing around with nobody's son, okay? Like, no, like, maybe Elijah 6-7 years ago, like, but now, no. Like, you better come correct, or don't come at all. Like, that's just how I feel. And I feel like everybody should be like that about their time. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna step to somebody 110% and you're gonna come, you know what I'm saying, as your greatest self, or don't come at all. That's another thing. Y'all be letting these people slide on y'all. Like, nah, bruh, you don't let her come at you like that. Cause my thing is that tells her, like, oh, well, if he gonna take me like this, then he gonna be willing to put up with it. No. baby, the standard, the bar's up here. If you can't match up here, then you need to get out of my face. Like, and the same with y'all. Like, y'all need to have, and I'm not saying y'all don't, but like, if these females don't meet y'all standard, tell them bye. Okay? Like, you know how many women down here, well, I ain't gonna say down here in Miami, because some of these females, child, the drug epidemic is huge down here. I mean, it'd be some of the finest females be on Molly. I'd be like, oh Lord, that, you know that's crack? Do you know that's crack? Like, I guess they don't know. But anyways, like, it's I don't pay attention to that world because that's not something that I do, but I've talked to like ran into a lot of dudes down here, and they be like, this is a real issue down here, like a real issue. So I'd be like, this is ghetto, okay? Like, but then, you know what I'm saying? It's Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's Southern Florida. People come down here to I think one day I'm going to do a live so I can just tell y'all some of the stories and some of the things that have occurred since I've been down here. Because it's wild, okay? Like, child, it's wild. But I mean, wherever you have the good, you have the bad. There's also an intellectual community down here that's like highly intelligent. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I'll do a live so I can tell y'all some of the stories of the stuff that be going on down here, because it's ghetto. It's really ghetto. But then I'll also have a conversation with you about some of the people that I've met that are like highly spiritual, highly intelligent, and like really just like on their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Florida's one of them make or break states. Like, either you come here and you really boss your life up, or you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it's gonna go. Just because it's a lot of opportunity out here for growth. The police out here are incredible. Like, I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but the police down, I really actually like the Miami police. They be down here minding their business. You know how many illegal things that I've seen people do in front of them, and they don't say nothing to nobody. Okay, like, they be minding their business. Okay, all of that little traffic stuff that they used to do, pulling you over in Michigan, they do not do that down here. Okay, there's too many folks and there's too much stuff going on. They down there blocking off the street because a film is being shot. They ain't got time to, you know what I'm saying, like, be dealing with what you got going on. But it's a lot of, like, you have to learn to self-govern yourself down here. So either you can, if you have discipline, like, you can literally go from one point to just becoming literally the greatest version of yourself, or the other side. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that, but yeah, it's a different world down here, and either you can pay attention to one world or you can pay attention to the other world. And child, my focus don't be on the other world. I don't give a dang on what these people over here be doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But like I said, I just hope if you are listening to this video that you take heed to some of the stuff that I'm saying. Like, set boundaries with people. You know what I'm saying? Use your time to actually court them and figure out who they are as people before you decide whether or not you want to, you know what I'm saying, buy the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You might want to lease the vehicle out before you just decide to get a note. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But I hope y'all have an amazing night. Like I said, I'll be making more. Hi, Aljawan. I ain't seen you since middle school. It's been so long, child. Anyways, but I hope y'all have an amazing night. Do you have anything to ask me before I dip off? Because I was literally about to hop on out. But, no, I hope if y'all, like I said, listening to this video, y'all just kind of like take heed to what I'm saying and just kind of like pay attention more so to the people that you with. And it's like, don't be such in a rush to get into a relationship. I feel like before you can really be your greatest self in a relationship, you have to be your greatest self with yourself, if that makes sense to y'all, because it makes sense to me. Like I said, for me, I really had to learn to like really fall in love with myself. You cannot say you love the next person unless you're like in love with yourself. And I know one thing that people always say when they're in relationships, that they want you to put them above yourself. That's not right. That is not right. I feel like you're not being true to yourself if you don't put you first. And I know some people are like, but that is not selfish to say that you put yourself before you put that other person. Because how can you even show up for that person if you're not fully present? You know what I'm saying? And when I say fully present, I mean like, are your needs taken care of? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a healthy relationship with yourself? Do you truly understand who you are as a person? Do you understand your passion? Do you understand your purpose? Can you be within yourself and be alone by yourself and still feel comfortable and still feel happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, love externally, before you can love something externally, you have to love yourself internally first. And I feel like that's one thing that's not focused on, or maybe that's not something that people are going around saying, but that's in all realness. Like, you can't say you love the next person until you love you. Like, that's just, people may say that's selfish, but I don't care. Like one particular person had told me, like, you know what I'm saying, and this is just, when they see this video, they may feel some type of way, but I said what I said at the end of the day. It's no shade against them. It's just, it's a culture that's being taught. But I heard a person once say, like, I love you so much, I'll die for you. What? Like, what? I never wanted the person that said they were going to die for me. Like, no, will you live for me? You know what I'm saying? Because so many people feel like you're supposed to live when you die. No, we're supposed to live our best life while we're alive to experience it. So with that being said, I don't want you to die for me. I want you to not put yourself in those situations so that we can live in happiness and peace together. Like, that's just, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to run into the house. You know what I'm saying? You the fireman and you about to run into the house with no armor on. Like, no. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And like I said, I don't know who is out here preaching this ghettoism, because it's ghettoism. Shouts out to Coach Cannon from King, because he the one who even taught us that word. But, like, that's ghetto. Like, that is pure ghettoism. Okay? Like, I think he a principal now, or he was the English teacher when I graduated, but I think he became the actual principal after, what was her name? Something Jenkins? I think that was her name. She left. But anyways, but like, what he just said is right. Like, you put your oxygen mask on before you help others. Like, nah, bro. All these people that, oh, you need to put me before. Let's end this now, because you don't even understand self-worth and your self-value before we even move forward. Like, no, that ain't where it's at. Like, I don't ever want a man to say I put you, no, I wouldn't even ask you to do that. Like, no, because I don't put you before I put myself. Like, nah. Some people may hear me and they be like, I don't care what y'all say. Nope, I love me. In order for me to love you, I gotta love me first. So anyways, I hope you all have an incredible night. I'll probably be back maybe tomorrow, maybe another day. These topics just be randomly coming. I got a couple of videos that I actually did record that I just haven't posted. So I'm probably gonna post those too. Because y'all know me, I be talking my smack about, you know, healing and self-development, and we need to talk about these finances, people, okay? Because the economy is economy. And so with that being said, people need to move a little different. You know what I'm saying? If this is a game of Tetris, y'all need to move these pieces in the right places, in the right spaces, so that y'all can be successful. And I realize some people, you know what I'm saying, there's certain things that, and don't get me wrong, at one point in time, my old me didn't know this stuff either. But you know what I'm saying? In order to grow, you have to be able to pick up a book. You know what I'm saying? What's that book that I just started reading? Child Think Rich or Grow Rich or something like that. But yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing night. I will be back on one of these videos within the next couple of days. But you all have an incredible night. You know what I'm saying? Get some rest, not sleep, because you sleep when you're dead. But some rest. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be back. The next time I come on one of these videos, I will give y'all a heads up, so I'm not just randomly doing it and just like popping up. I'll give you all a heads up. But enjoy the rest of y'all night. Bye.